One of my clients this week asked me such a beautiful question about life purpose. This is a very common question in my line of work because I'm a coach. So I life coach, business coach, identity coach. Of course, we're going to be talking career and life purpose at some point. And he was specifically asking if there's anything in his chart that would really identify, a certain vocation for him. So, should he be a writer? Should he go into a different industry? Should he focus on, building a brand as an influencer? Like there's so many different options, right? For all of us all the time. And this was my response. I think this will be really, really helpful for anyone that is looking to figure out what their thing is, like looking to find out what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? What am I here to do? I could write a whole book on this, but let's try to do this in 10 minutes or less. I think that sometimes when we are asking the universe what our purpose is, what we're really asking is what job should we apply for? What job should we be putting our energy and effort into? How can we make money right now? And I honestly think that those are two completely different questions. Sometimes those questions align, and I get really excited when the answer to those questions aligns. The idea of purpose and job coming together, I think, is the most beautiful and fulfilling thing that you can do with your workday. But also, we don't want to equivocate the two because they are not the same. Being a doctor or a real estate agent or an author or an actor or a nurse, none of those things are your purpose. They are jobs through which, they are vehicles through which you achieve and accomplish your purpose. So this is where I get into fights with people in the human design community. Not really, but in my head, I get into fights with people in the human design community because sometimes there are people who say things like, oh, only projectors can be coaches. You may or may not have heard that, right? So I'm a manifesting generator. I am a coach. I'm a very good coach. And so it makes my ass twitch when I hear things like this, because what they're doing is they're equivocating purpose to job role. And what I want to tell you is that anyone can be a coach. Anyone can be in real estate. Anyone can teach something. Anyone can be a writer. But what you're writing about, what you're coaching, the style and the way that you coach is going to be different based on your human design. If you have the skill set, you can do any job that you put your mind to. Anyone can spend 10,000 hours and become a genius at something. If I were inclined, I could sit down and spend my 10,000 hours on the piano and know more than Four Elise. But I don't want to. That's not where my passion is. That's not what I love doing. So instead, I'm going to take my little 2-5 profile self over and I'm going to apply that to the world of personal development, to the world of business coaching, to the world of identity work, because that's where my passion is. That's what I'm obsessed with right now. Instead of thinking of your life purpose as a job or a role, think of it broader. Think of it as a calling. Instead of, you being someone who sells houses, you're someone who helps people achieve their dreams. You can do that in different ways. You can sell houses, you can write a book, you can create an incredible screenplay that makes people feel something. You can work at an animal shelter. You can do all kinds of jobs, but your purpose is so much bigger than whatever the project is that you're working on right now. Now, what should you look for in your astrology and human design? I'm going to do both. I was just going to do human design, but let me add some astrology in here. So if people are trying to find their purpose, like their bigger reason for being, their why, there are a couple of tools that I want to talk about. The first one is Ikigai. I don't know if you've seen this before. Ikigai is this beautiful tool, beautiful concept. It's basically the coming together of these 4 different aspects: what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you are good at. Instead of thinking about what job can I do, think about what is your Ikigai, what is the crossroads of all the things that you're passionate about, what you're good at, what you love, and also what the world needs. Because truly, when you find your Ikigai, when you figure out like what that thing is for you right now, and what that thing's going to be for you in 6 months, and what the next project's going to be, and what the next project's going to be, you're going to feel the elusive and incredible emotion of satisfaction. The other tool, of course, that I love to use is the cosmic. So in astrology, I want you to look at your midheaven. Your midheaven sign will tell you a lot about the way that you are meant to work in the world and what people want to receive from you. They can receive it from you in so many different job roles, so many different projects, so many different ways, but there's going to be a through line, and that is your midheaven. This is also is indicative of your leadership style and the way that you are truly magnetic in the world. I have Sagittarius midheaven. I am a natural explorer and a natural teacher. That's why I love coming on here and getting on my videos and turning my camera on and teaching you something, because it's something that I love and I'm passionate about, and I will do it no matter what job or what role or what project I am working on. I actually have a free ebook on your midheaven archetype, so you don't have to like guess. You can actually just go and download my ebook and figure it out and start applying this for yourself. Then in human design, we also have lots of other ways and indicators that will show what your greater purpose is. I love to tell people to look at your type. There are 5 types in human design: projectors, manifestors, generators, manifesting generators, and reflectors. I love telling people to look at their profile lines. This is kind of like the flavor, the vibe, the style in which you do your thing. And then I also love to look at the incarnation cross, the sun gates, and the Jupiter gates as well. So there are lots of different aspects that you can synthesize together. And if you work with a professional like myself or someone who knows astrology and human design, then you can start to get some of that synthesis and those insights. But just know that you are not your job. You are so much more than your job. You are so much more than your current project. You are so much more than the way that you make money. We human beings are so much more than that. We were not born to work to make money. That's not our job. It's just the reality of the world that we live in. We were born to be ourselves, and we were born to live out our passions and our purpose. And it is the work of a lifetime to follow that path.